What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Zib back at it again with another video. For anyone that's entering healthcare, there's always a big discussion as to whether you want to work nights or whether you want to work days. And for me specifically, I would rather work nights. And there's a good amount of reasons as to why I would rather work nights. So stay tuned because we're about to get into it. Now, I'll start off by saying this: working nights or working days is all up to you. Can you handle working days and can you handle working nights? Some people are strictly night workers. Some people are strictly day workers. It all depends on what you can handle and what you are willing to sacrifice, keyword sacrifice, in order to get the bread. It's that simple. For me personally, I started out at nights and I have always worked nights. When I work days, I don't feel the same. When I work days, I'm a little more high strung. When I work days, it's just something that is just not working for me. I don't like working days and I probably never will. Although, while entering my nursing program, I have more morning clinicals, which I am enjoying, and I am seeing the benefit of working days. It's a lot easier on your body and stuff like that. But all in all, if I had to choose, I would probably still only work nights. But I have reasons for it. So let's get into those. So I wrote all of these down on my iPad. I wanted to make sure I stay on track for you guys because on this channel, I'm notorious for just going off on a tangent and talking about random stuff. So to stay on task, I actually have a list. I created a list for you guys and I wrote it down. So I'm gonna start off with the top reasons I like working nights. The first one is just less management. Management goes high up in the hospital, whether it's a unit supervisor, the director of nursing, phlebotomist, lab, doctors, family, or even just hospital corporate people. They can sometimes be found in the hospital. In the nighttime, there is less people in general. You don't get many family. You don't get many doctors. Most of them go home right before your shift starts, or sometimes even earlier than that. A lot of times it's just you and the patient and other nurses and your charge nurse. There's less management on the floor when you work nights. And I think with that, it comes a lot more peace. You're a lot more calm. You're not as high strung. At least I'm not. Also for nights, it's less easy to get hounded on or micromanaged if you are working nights because it's less people, it's less management. Management has a bad role of micromanaging people, hounding people to get stuff done. And although, you still want to have that same urgency during nights, there's just less pressure on your back to take care of sick patients, get all your tasks done, and not be micromanaged at the same time. For me personally, I will always work nights for that reason alone. But there are other reasons, so stay tuned. Number 2, more pay. When you work nights, weekends, or holidays, you get this thing called shift diff. I don't talk about this much on this channel because I guess, it's just not a hot topic. Because I don't make many money videos for CNA anymore because it's not as lucrative as it once was. Still stable pay, but not as lucrative as it once was. You still get this thing called shift diff. Now, at my hospital, you make anywhere from $3 to $4 extra. There are some other places where you can make $5 extra just for working nights. And when you work weekends, it's probably like 2 or 3. But either way, you still get some form of shift differential if you work these shifts. Who doesn't like more pay? Who doesn't like more pay? If I work mornings, it takes literally $4 off of my hourly rate every time I pick up a day shift, which is why I really only pick up night shifts. This is probably really the only reason why I pick up night shifts. But there's a huge shift diff. When you become a nurse, that shift diff is even more. And, overtime plays into a part of that. If you end up working nights and you end up working over 36 hours, it's just more pay. And who doesn't like more pay? So more pay is definitely a reason as to why I like working nights. Number 3, less orders. When you are working in a hospital, people's plan of care changes. Patients, sometimes they have different labs. Some things get pushed back. Some things get moved around. That's most likely gonna happen in the daytime. And if you're working nights, you can kind of avoid a lot of that. This is more directed toward my nurses and CNAs because CNA care is still CNA care, but it can also trickle down to CNA. So if you work nights, there's just less things getting changed about this patient's chart, less procedures that, maybe altered around and moved around, less labs that need to be drawn that can be altered around and moved around. In the daytime, they're putting them in like this, putting orders in like this. At nighttime, they're not. So orders can easily be kind of put on slow motion, if you will, if you are working nights. And that gives more time to care for your patients, spend more time to prep your plan for the night. You don't have to keep checking, whatever EMR you guys are using or EHR that you guys are using, like Epic or Microdex, some other ones too. I can't think of them. I don't know why I can't think of them, but you have less stuff getting changed in your patient's chart, which can make your night low key a lot easier. My fourth one is less crowded, less family, less doctors. I talked about this in the beginning, but it really does make a difference when you don't have a million people around this patient. This patient can have time to chill, relax. It's nighttime. They don't have doctors checking on them every 5 seconds. Family sometimes could say the night, but for the most part, especially if you're on a specific unit, family will go home. They will not be there all night. They will go home. The patient will be left alone to chill and relax and just stay calm and just stay in their calm state easily. Now my number 5 is gonna be it's easier to learn. It's a lot easier to learn as a nurse and as a tech if you are working nights. In the daytime, like I said, it's really busy. You don't have time to yourself. You don't have time to really sit and try to figure some things out. Sometimes they want you to be like this, which is why they try to push a lot of new grads to work nights, because it's slower. You have more time to, kind of learn your craft and, sharpen your skills as a young nurse. But as a nighttime nurse, you have the time to do whatever you kind of want to do. I know in some hospitals, they can go off the unit for an hour instead of 30 minutes. In some hospitals, people even go to sleep. I'm not a fan of that because I'm a heavy sleeper, and if I go to sleep, I'm out for the count. But that's not everybody. Some people take naps on their night shift. Some people take longer breaks on their night shift. Some people, can eat and watch TV shows and stuff, and there's less people running around. Now, again, I'm a new nurse in training, nursing student. I'll be graduating probably within the next half of a year, and that means that I'm not trying to pick up any bad habits, but if I do want to work nights, it'll allow more time for me to learn and be able to care for patients the way I want to care for patients and really sharpen my skills. So eventually, if I get tired of working nights, then I can go ahead and start working days. But I don't think so. I don't think that'll happen. I know people who have been night nurses for years, 10 years, 20 years, and it just hasn't changed. There's a benefit to the night shift, a certain form of comfort, if you will. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you're going to find out. Number 7 is for the night shift crew. I'm learning that there is a lot of calmer energy for the night. Most night nurses that I know, I like. They come in, they do their job, they keep it pushing, and they go home. Morning shift, hi, how are you? It's just a lot of energy. And like when I give report to the next CNA coming in the morning and I've been working all night, I'm not trying to hear all that noise. Really not. I'm not joking. You work a 12-hour shift from 7 p to 7 a, and then you come into somebody being extra loud, extra energy. It doesn't annoy me, but I can see how that can be annoying when you just want to give a report, calm down, go home. I'm telling y'all, if you are not working nights, you are heavily missing out. But yeah, I'm going to make another video too as for the cons for working in night shift. But there's just it's way more pros that I have written down than cons. If you could think of some more pros, let me know in the comment section below. But I had to drop this out because I have more content coming for you guys. School is running amok, but I definitely wanted to kind of give my 2 cents in regards to this. Working nights is working nights. It's very, in my opinion, beneficial working nights. And as long as the night shift is available, I will probably continue working it. So I had to drop this for you guys. That's all I got for y'all, and I will see you on the next one. All right. Peace.